for yielding.
Yeah, I think the gentleman, I would note that my colleagues are decrying the fact that some of our colleagues are in New York. But let's remember what's happening in New York. We have a clear sham trial being perpetrated by a judge with clear bias. We have a situation where the entire thing relies on Michael Cohen, who, just to say the least, is a convicted felon, has been disbarred, has pled guilty to perjury and various financial crimes. The judge, his own daughter, is a known Democrat political operative, has clients, including some of our Democratic colleagues, I think even on this committee, including some Democratic colleagues who are, in fact, advising Michael Cohen at this particular moment. All of that is occurring at a time when they're calling Michael Cohen when they could bring forward Alan Weiselberg, who is sitting over in Rikers, but for some reason they're not bringing him forward, which one could guess because it wouldn't help. And the fact is, this is all playing out while bootstrapping a federal law into a state crime in order to try to navigate statutes of limitations. It's ridiculous. It's patently absurd what we're seeing unfold with our system of justice, the politicization of it. And now here we sit, and my colleagues on the other side of the aisle don't like that we simply want to see the best evidence available when, in fact, it is not, as one of my colleagues talked about, trying to effectively get a second stab at criminal proceedings. This is an impeachment inquiry. That is inherently not a criminal proceeding. It is a unique function of Congress under the Constitution of the United States. And we're investigating very legitimate questions, conflicts of interest of the Biden family, the significant amount of money that has flowed to the Biden family, the extent to which the president has had material that he's not supposed to have in his possession, which the special counsel firmly pointed out, and in fact, in this committee, testified to. And in fact, the president and his lawyers have contested Special Counsel Hur's assessment. But the truth is, Special Counsel Hur in this committee stood behind his sworn testimony. We've got evidence that we can see in transcripts, but all we're pointing out is it is a both impeachment function and legislative function of this body to be able to use the power to be able to go to the Department of Justice, which is supposed to be overseen by us in the first place, by the way, and to say, we simply want to see the best evidence because if you look in the terms of the criminal proceeding, which is not an impeachment inquiry and is not the legislative function, it is an independent, unique function in the criminal inquiry that they're carrying out at justice, that clearly what you saw from Special Counsel Hur was a great deal of dependence on the demeanor of the president, an extraordinary amount of dependence in terms of his determination on whether to pursue charges depended on how he assessed the demeanor of the President of the United States. That's all this is about. It's not political. It's not about something that might show up later for political purposes. It is very much to the heart of whether or not and what the president knew about the materials that he had, which the special counsel firmly acknowledges and wrote were illegal for him to possess. And the question is what was his intent? And it is critically important for the purposes of this body to determine where we're going to go with an impeachment inquiry or any legislative inquiry to determine what the president's demeanor was during that interview. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Gentleman.